So I've actually wanted to make a video talking about this for quite a while, and I was going to do it recently. However, the Telesto glitch happened and then I ended up uploading that. But since that's all said and done, let's talk about invisibility and how it works and how to properly utilize it by knowing exactly how it works, because quite frankly, it's pretty misleading. Although some of you may have seen it already, for those of you that haven't, I did make a build recently that focused on utilizing invisibility and using that to get you off the radar very frequently to move more freely around the map and take more unexpected, better flanks and angles while playing. I do recommend, of course, that you check out that video and watch it if you haven't already, but this is something that, although I wanted to include in that video, I didn't think it was appropriate, and I think it was worth a video on its own in the interest of time, and just because it's not specific to that loadout. This is just how invisibility works in the entire game. So let's start now by taking a look at just stationary crouching or standing with invisibility. Of course, it does take you off the radar and does not provide any sort of pings to an enemy, while again just standing or crouching in one place. Let's add some movement to that though, because it's very unlikely that you're just going to be staying in one place. When you're standing and walking, so normal walk speed, not including sprint, it does take you off the radar as well and does provide no pings to the enemy players. The same could be said about crouch walking, so when you're crouching and walking around at that little bit slower speed, you are not providing any pings to enemy players and you're fully off the radar. So as much as that's great, Destiny is a pretty fast-paced game. You want to be sprinting and jumping and getting to places quickly, especially since you have a time limit on your invisibility. So while sprinting, invisibility does take you off the radar. However, when you initially start to sprint, the initial action of a sprint, you will be pinging opponents' radars with a 2-second long ping, but afterwards, holding a sprint or even just going back to walking, you will not ping their radar. Jumping has a similar kind of condition. When you are invisible, if you jump a single jump, so a normal non-ability jump, you won't appear on the radar at all, so you can do that very freely. However, using an ability jump will provide a 2-second ping the instant that you use your ability jump. So there's something really interesting with invisibility though. There's a way to stay off the radar even when you're no longer invisible for quite some time, 15 seconds to be exact. I'd say this is incredibly useful in all cases of using invisibility, but if someone else makes you invisible with a smoke nade, or you're using Rat King, or some other method of a shorter duration invisibility, even Top Tree Night Stalker, this is really advantageous and important to fully utilize your invisibility. Crouching and staying crouched while you exit invisibility will keep you off the radar up to 15 seconds, so long again as you hold that crouch. And it's not even just crouching in place. Any sort of crouch walking or just maintaining crouch will keep you off the radar up till 15 seconds. Even if just at the last second of your invisibility you pop a crouch in and you hold it, you will continue to stay off the radar. Another few points about invisibility is that your individual radar pings, the little triangle in the top left, is terribly inaccurate. I thought invisibility was a little bit more powerful or potent than it actually is, to be honest, simply because even when using a double jump or an ability jump, your little ping does not show up on your radar, which would kind of make it seem like you're off the radar as long as that's not showing up, which is not the case. And the only way to truly know when you're pinging enemies potentially is just to test and see it from someone else's perspective, like we've done here. I mean, funny enough, nothing to do with invisibility at all. When you're just crouching generally and seeing your radar blip, for you it looks like every second, but you're actually only pinging enemies every 2 seconds. So it's really odd how inconsistent this is. Another really important point about invisibility and just the inconsistency of how the radar displays your ping to you is that if you ever step within a 5-meter radius of an enemy, no matter what I've told you about invisibility at all through this whole video, whether you're crouching, sprinting, or whatever, if you enter that 5-meter radius of an enemy, they will get a radar ping no matter what. Lastly, just to confirm, invisibility works the same no matter what weapon, no matter what exotic armor piece or ability you're using to gain it. It could be Rat King, it could be Flawless Execution, it could be Assassin's Cowl while playing Golden Gun in your super. It works the same. Invisibility, at least from what I can tell, is consistent across the board in how it works. Anyways, everyone, I hope this video was useful and helpful. Like I said, I wanted to make this for a long time now, and be sure to check out that loadout that I talked about in the beginning. You can check the link in the description so you can see a cool way that maybe you want to use invisibility with your new information. Anyways, if you'd like to see more content like this, you can check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Drewskys. That link will also be in the description, so I hope to see you there. And anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.